Hi everyone, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new tutorial that I've already done before, but it's mainly being done so I can show you these new liquid acrylics from Finnabair. Now I just got these and I'm going to show them to you here. They're in a container and they are amazing. They're highly pigmented and super liquidy, and they come in so many different colors, like tiger orange and violet and ultramarine. And I have a project with them coming up, but I wanted to just basically show you just the colors. But in order to do that, I wanted to use them on something, and I want to do a live stream on YouTube showing you the colors. But before showing the colors, I wanted to add some texture to the backgrounds, because otherwise you will really not see how nicely they look and how quick it is to create a background with them. So today I'm actually not going to use the colors, but this is like a part 1 video of this where I am going to show you how I'm adding all the textures on these tags. This is the Joggles disc bound tag journal, and I'm going to add texture to each one of these tags, or as many as I can, so I can show you how beautiful the colors look. And that I'm going to do live, and I will announce the live show on my YouTube channel. Aside from that, it also comes with this liquid color fluid medium, which you can use in any of the acrylic paints and water it down. So, I mean, you're not using water to water it down, but you're using this medium that makes it have more flow. So you could add these to the impasto paints, to your metallic paints, or even to these ones to make them even more high flow. So let me put these aside because I'm not going to be working with these today, but I want to show you what I'm going to be working with. I am going to be using the new stencils, a bunch of new stencils from Finnabair, and I'm going to be adding texture to each one of these tags. I thought to test the liquid acrylics with different backgrounds and different mediums on the background. And because mediums take so long to dry, I really wanted to do this in a 2-part video, because doing a live stream, which is so long, having to wait until the mediums dry and also adding the liquid acrylics would be super long, and people just don't have the patience for that. So I figured I would add the textures first and just show you a quick, easy way to add textures to your backgrounds using stencils. So let's get started. My favorite tool is this silicone brush. I love using it with stencils because it has such a smooth tip. The medium tends to not run underneath. So I love this, and I'm listing all these products below in the description area in case you want to get your hands on them. Now, I'm going to use lots of different products, including the new products, which is the Golden Nugget and the Unicorn Paste. So this is the Unicorn Paste effect, and this is the Golden Nugget effect. So let's start with those two. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one tag per medium. That way I'm not going to use the back, and I could always write in the back what I use. So that way I know what I had used in the front. So it's kind of like a testing ground. So let's start with the Golden Nugget. So it has little golden flakes inside of it. And let's pick a stencil that looks nice. So for example, I'm going to pick just the first one that is there, which is this circular one of my most favorite ones. And I'm not going to cover everything. I want to show you the different colors and how they look with or without a stencil. So now this dries black with clear, so it has gel in it. So it will dry differently than your regular paste. It's not opaque. It's kind of more translucent, except for the black and golden flakes. So it kind of is a combination of the graphite texture paste from Prima and the gel with some golden nuggets in there. Let me put some on the other side. Now you have to make sure that after you use any of these mediums, you rinse your stencils really well, especially the ones that have texture on them. So there we go. I'm going to lift this up, and look how easy it is to create texture. So that's one of the tags, and I'm going to put it aside to dry. Now all I want to do now, and with anything you should always pick up all the leftover paste, and always put it back in the pot because there's a lot of it that stays on the stencil. I always tell my students that as well. You're wasting a lot by not putting them back. So I'm going to clean this stencil, and I'm going to do the next tag. For the next tag, I'm going to use this stencil, and I'm going to use the unicorn paste, which is a very glittery see-through paste. It's the first time I used it, so we're going to test it together. It's a very gel-like consistency, and I've seen it in a project done by somebody else, and it looks beautiful. So I'm just going to do this. Now you could add this without a stencil and just add like a glittery effect to the background, and that looks just beautiful as well. The reason why I want to add stencil texture is because I want to see how the fluid acrylics kind of go in between the patterns and create beautiful texture. You won't be able to see the fluidity of it when it's just on a regular tag. So it's nice when it goes in between the textured areas, the 3D areas, and it looks much better. Okay, so there we go. There is that. Oh, there's beautiful shine. I don't know if you can see it. You can see some of it in the shining areas, but not fully. So I'm going to put it aside and clean this stencil and go to the next tag. For the next tag, I'm going to use this stencil, which is a script stencil. Paired up, maybe I'll put it this way, paired up with the 3D matte gel. You could use the gloss gel as well. I just have the matte one handy, so that's what I'm using. I like the smoothness of the gel because it gives some really nice results. So just to show you basically a basic way to add texture, and this will be a very smooth way of adding texture. You will see it. You see it's very clear now, but once you add the color, you will really see the beautiful results. For the next one, I'm going to use this lace stencil and pair it up with the texture paste, which is one of my favorite mediums this year. I've used it so much for so many different projects, from scrapbooking to mixed media. As you can see, I've used a lot of it, and I love the texture that it creates. One of the things that I realized that I'm doing is I'm kind of like reviewing all the materials. That's basically what I think this video will help. So if you haven't used some of these materials in a while, then this is a good catch-up review. I see my paste is a little bit dry, but it will still give that really good effect. So this is kind of a review of the Finnabair mediums. I think I've used them in all my videos, so definitely you've seen me use these a lot, so it's not something new, but I figured it's a good review to do these textures with these mediums. So there we go. I love this. This is a lace background, and it will kind of crackle. It will be very textured once it dries because of this is paper texture paste. For the next tag, I'm going to use modeling paste, which is the one over here, but I also decided that I'm going to write behind it. I'm going to write every medium behind it, because what is going to happen is that when I'm done all of them, I'm going to forget which one is which, and I really want to see the comparison. I went back and wrote behind each one of the tags which medium I had used, and I'm going to do that from now on. I'm going to use this stencil for it, and I'm just going to basically add the texture here. This is a really good modeling paste. It gives really good results. There is another one that is a little bit lighter. This one is more gel-like, and there's the light paste, which is a little bit more fluffy, but both give a very similar result. So there we go. I mean, you see how quickly it is to just add texture, and there's another tag. The next one I'm going to do is with heavy black gesso, because heavy black gesso can go through a stencil, and I really want to see how the fluid acrylics look with black. So I'm just going to add this to the background. You could also add like it to the background, like a full background, but I'm just still going to do the same thing with the stencils because I really want to see. So actually what I'm going to do for this one, because I really want to see how it looks with black. So this is the stenciled area, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little bit of just black gesso in the ends. I just want to see how it will look on top of black. It might be that it will not show at all, but we'll just experiment with that. So at least I have this tag to experiment with. So I thought it would be a good idea to also try it with the 3D gloss gel, not only the matte one. So I'm going to just make a tag with this one as well, because I want to see if it keeps the shininess, as the gloss gel is very shiny. So I want to see if it keeps it, and I'm going to use it with this stencil. There we go. So that's another one, and I'm going to put it to dry. Now the next one I'm going to use is the one with the light paste. This one over here. This is the light paste. Don't mind the stuff that is stuck to it. Mixed media goes everywhere. And I'll clean both stencils in a second. So let's use this one again. It doesn't really matter. You know, this one had black on it, maybe not. Oh wait, I haven't used this one yet, so let's use this one. All the stencils are so pretty. So this is one of my favorite pastes. I love the consistency of it because it's like frosting, and I use it a lot, or used to use it a lot. I haven't actually taken it out. I don't know why. I think my favorite this year was the paper texture paste, so I was taking that out a lot, but I use this for years so much. So there we go. There's another texture with the light paste. I'm going to clean now both these stencils because I don't want to leave them dirty. The next one I'm going to use is the graphite texture paste, which also amazing texture when you use it, and it dries black. First, let's add some of this, and then I want to also test it the way I'm doing it with the black. It's very textured, as you can hear, and it gives a beautiful result. It's very similar to the golden nugget, except for the fact that it doesn't have golden flecks in it. However, it is much thicker in terms of texture. There we go. And now I just want to kind of put it on here and see how it will react with the fluid acrylics. So this is more maybe like a test. There we go. So just added it like this. You can see how texturized it is, and it will dry black. For the next one, I'm going to use just heavy white gesso. I just want to see how they react with the white gesso as opposed to the regular background. But I'm not even going to use a stencil for this one. I'm actually just going to apply it here on the background first. So I'm going to just smoothly apply this, and then I'm going to create my own texture in half of this tag. I just want to kind of see what happens. So for example, it has this texture here, and then let's go like this, or we could use a palette knife and the same thing, create just a little bit of texture. I just want to see how the paints react with this. So there's some smooth texture and some crackle texture or something like that. Very, very cool with this. So I love creating these type of textures. So here's another tag. For the last one, I'm actually going to use crackle texture. And again, I'm not going to use the stencil for this one. I just want to show how it interacts with the crackles. I'm going to use this one. It's a platinum crackle. I do have the white crackle as well, and it should give similar results. The only reason I'm not using the white crackle today is because right now it's not available. Somehow they've taken it off the market to do a new formula or something different with it. So I don't want to use something that is not available to purchase. So this one, I'm just basically going to add some thicker areas and some thinner areas on here and see what happens. The thing with crackle paste is that you need to let this air dry. So you can't heat set these. But I'm going to let all of them air dry. I'm basically going to let everything air dry and come back to do the fluid acrylics on a different day. So there we go. So I'm just adding these here. This is the crackle texture, This is called platinum. It has a little bit of a shine to it. That's the difference between this one and the other one. There's also clear one that I actually don't have right now. And there's gold and silver and also copper. So there's a few colors. So you can use any of those for the crackles. So I have all the tags ready. They just have to dry, and I'm going to let them dry for a few hours and have them all ready to try the fluid acrylics. So here they are, all dried up, and they're ready to go. So stay tuned on my YouTube channel until I have the live stream using the fluid mediums. I'm really excited to show you the amazing colors, and all you have to do is just hit the notification button on the new stream and it will let you know when I go live. So you can just prepare yourself. I'll let you know the time and everything. So if you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. Also, go visit me on my Instagram at Tamir, and you can see all the different things that I post as well. I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy background tutorial. Thank you so much and have an amazing day. Bye.